Good morning, Verden. You're on the air. Hi, Verden.
Good morning, Patty.
How are you today?
Not too bad. I'd just like to send my thoughts and prayers to the soldiers there that got killed. And I'd like to talk a little bit about what really happened there. And my opinion is this was a message from Hoyces that he sent out about a month ago that was coming to Canada. We were on the list, and my belief is that he was a follower of it, and he filled it out, and he was homegrown. And this is about religion, if anything.
Well, that's an interesting way to put it, and I think that's the sentiment many people bring. Is it about religion, or is it about the bastardization and the radicalization of people who have pretend that they're Muslim, and that's why they're doing what they're doing, when so many billion... there's 1.5 billion Muslims. They don't all feel like that crackpot does. So it's an interesting way to put it. And is it legitimately true? I'm asking it as a real question.
Well, that's true. There was about the same, just as many Germans too, but there were only 10%. But look what came out of that. Look at the Holocaust. There was only 10% of Germans too, but look at it. See what came out of that. And you look at this Muslim thing, the same thing. I'm not prejudiced, Patty, as you know. I don't care what color your skin or the way you dress, but this is about a religion. And they believe in the Quran. And the Quran preaches that if you're not with them, if you're a Christian, you should be dead, you should be beheaded, you should be killed. And anybody that follows that evil book is out to kill Americans, Canadians, British, all along. And I seen the head of the Muslim person there for Newfoundland yesterday. He was talking about he's not like that, he's not this, and maybe he's not. But the thing is, some reporter should have asked him, do he follow the Quran? And if he follows the Quran, he follows what's in it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, there's certainly nowhere to go on that particular argument. A lot of people cannot be convinced otherwise, and I don't disagree with it. When and if we know that we have dangerous people amongst us, the trick is, how do you monitor them and keep them from doing what they're committed to do? I mean, it's a really tricky one. The guy that ran down the soldier in Quebec, they knew who he was on the watch list, they knew exactly where he was going they were behind him that day, and they couldn't do anything about it. He ran down that soldier before we could do anything to stop it. It's remarkable.
That's an whole different subject about security and gun control and Harper and all this. We can go on and on and on.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go on and on and on.
No, I'm just saying we can go on and on about handguns. Like this guy walked in with a rifle. Now, everybody's saying, Verden's preaching about handguns, but this guy walked in with a rifle. Sure, he walked in with a rifle, because he wanted to be seen. This guy walked in there, he knew he was going to die. He knew this was a statement from ISIS. He knew he wanted the public to see it. He knew he was going to die, like walking in a ant nest or when you know you're going to get bite, and he knew he was going to die. And that's why he took that rifle. He believed in the Quran. He believed when he got shot, he was going to go to heaven and marry 7 virgins. That was his belief. Why would you care about dying or just lucky enough that somebody took him out before he killed a lot of people? And the day is coming. Like people think this is big. Sure, it is big, and I feel for the family. But you're going to get guys walking in there, probably 10 or 12 of them walking in the house with bombs strapped to them. That building is going to come down like a cookie, and then they're going to open their eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take, but sir, I didn't mean to sidetrack you. What specifically did you want to discuss this morning?
Well, that's what I wanted to discuss about ISIS, about the Quran, and about the belief of maybe all Muslims say they don't believe in it, but if they believe in the Quran, they believe in it. If me and you had a book, Patty, hit book, with so many people in it saying we're going to kill them, what do you think would happen to me and you if the law found it? Well,
I mean, how about all the Christians or Catholics on the face of the earth who have a Bible in front of them that says all kinds of things that are not modern day realities. Eye for an eye, for instance. We have people that take things very literal in all sorts of preachings coming from whatever religion, and if you followed them by the letter, we'd be living in medieval and or prehistoric times, be slaughtering each other's left, right, and center. So we have to be careful.
And you would be, Patty, but that's the only religion that says that if you don't come and follow us, you die. You should die.
Yeah, the infidels. No, I get it. I don't want to fight about it, because for starters, I don't know much about Islam specifically. I'm trying to learn as much as possible, but I don't know where it begins and ends and what role it plays in everyday Muslims' lives. And I know some Muslim people personally, and they're peace-loving, hard-working, civic-minded mothers, fathers, employees, and lovely and fine people. So I know that there's evil amongst us from every walk of life and all races and religions and backgrounds and cultural and heritage practices. Yeah. It's just a tricky conversation.
It is, Patty. It's very, very tricky. And but the point is, I'm making they follow the Quran right from day one. It's programmed in them that they should kill if they don't believe them. People might say, "Oh, he's crazy," but it's right there. And if you follow,
I don't know what it says.
And you believes in it. Well, it's right there. I mean, I can't get the verse down in the Quran. I wouldn't have a Quran because it's evil. But anyway, it's right there, and it learns their kids right from day one. And you'll get a lot of followers saying, "Oh, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do this." But what the hell are you following the books telling you to do it?
I don't know.
You know, Ola, Bula, whoever they worship down there, they're all the same people, and they all get the same thoughts. I mean, you watch videos there, they're beheading people, they're cutting them up. I mean, I watch videos there on Facebook. It's not even safe to watch. It's unbelievable what they're doing, and that's what the Quran is telling them to do. This is their Bible.
Well, why doesn't everyone who is part of that religion do it then? See, that's where I kind of get confused.
They don't do it until they're called to do it. That's why.
What do you mean until they're called to do it? People have been born Muslim, died Muslim. Hold on, Verden. People have been born. People have been born Muslim, died Muslim, and never chopped anybody's head off or hurt anyone in their life.
That's right, but times have changed, though, Patty. The times have changed, and they're calling on their followers to do stuff. I mean, even in Canada, sure, things are changing. There's crazy people coming out and doing this, beheading people too. But they're programmed right from day one, from their Quran Bible, same as we're Christians, to grow up with our beliefs in our Bible, and then one of their beliefs is to kill people, and they got it there. And when they get called on, called me.
Have you ever read the Quran?
Well, some of it, what I've seen of it, I stopped it because you don't have to read it as preached to you every day what's in there. And you ask any Muslim or any follower, even a Newfoundlander that practice it, they'll tell you the same thing.
All right.
It's like our Christianity. Some people believe in baptism, but they doesn't practice it. But they says it's okay.
So
they says it's okay, right? But they don't do it.
But here's the trick. Okay, so if you have that position on the Quran, and Verden, no, I'm not trying to be insulting to you because I've already admitted I don't know what's in it because I've never read it. But I don't think you know what's in it either. So what happens if and when what you think is true, if enough Canadians think that's true, what does that mean? You think we round up all the Muslims and, as people say, send them back where they came from? My God, we can't think and behave like that, can we?
Well, first thing you got to say, not just Muslims, even if you're a Newfoundlander or a Canadian, if you follow that Quran and you believe in it, herd them up and ship them out. That's
but how can we possibly say that? I mean, there's people like Timothy McVeigh, I think, was a Baptist. He blew up that government building in Oklahoma City. What makes him less dangerous than anyone whose name happens to be Abdullah whatever?
That's true, Patty, and round them up and get rid of them.
But how do you don't know? Some people are going to. There's murderous, villainous, evil people amongst us.
We're still going to get murderers. Still going to be bombings. There's still going to be
that's
shooting.
The point, though.
But the thing is, you got to control it. I mean, if you don't control it, you don't do nothing. I mean, Harper thinks gun control is grabbing on a gun with two hands. He's an idiot. That's what he is. He just scrapped the long gun registry. Here, our soldiers and cops are getting killed every day. What they use for a tool to fight crime. I mean, it's a joke. It's a laugh.
But we have people committing crimes that have never been exposed to Islam, a Muslim, or read the Quran ever. That's where I think we have to be careful here. I understand people are frustrated by the radicalized Muslim because it is extraordinary.
My words is, Patty, you like I said, you haven't got to believe me or take it from me, but you're going to see it in the future. It's coming. You're going to look back and you're going to say Verden was right.
Then no, you're not. You're absolutely dead wrong. You're telling me that there's 1.5 billion Muslims, and we should consider them, every single one of them, willing, ready, and able to kill me because I'm not.
Yep.
That's what you're saying.
Because they read a book saying to do it, and they believe in that book, and that's it.
You're telling me that 1.5 billion Muslims cannot be trusted, and they're willing, ready, and able to kill me because I'm not a Muslim. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, but it's right there in the book, and they follow the book.
Who? Sure.
This is the Quran. This is the Quran. The Old Testament sure says kill, sure.
Yeah. And?
But it changed.
Since when did it change?
If you want to get into religion.
They haven't changed the Old Testament since the Old Testament was written. There's no changes in the Bible. None.
No, but Zero. It went from law to grace, if you know your Bible.
I don't pretend to know it either. I'm a Catholic boys' school. I've read lots of the Bible, and I'm as aware of what goes on in the Catholic religion as a lot of people.
But the thing is, you can leave the religions out of it. You can you can leave the Muslims out of it. You can leave it all out of it. They believe in a book that says, if you're not with us, you die. You'll be beheaded, you'll be bombed, you'll be cruised, you'll be burned at the cross, whatever. And that's what they believe in. Anybody believe in that book should be shipped out. I don't care what you do.
There's 1.5 billion of them who subscribe to that religion. We cannot for 1 second believe that all of those people are going to be murderous terrorists. It's not fair. It's not true. It makes no sense. Well, we have lily white Catholics amongst us who are every bit as evil as anyone who has been radicalized in a terrorist training camp in the Middle East. It's an unfortunate truth.
But that's just pure evil on the hurt. But you won't see any Catholic Bible saying, go out and if you don't follow the Catholic laws, be killed.
Well, the Catholics refer to the infidels.
Not in the modern day. You won't see it.
For Christ's sake, we got Catholics out there protesting the law of the land when it comes to abortion, for God's sakes. We've had hard-working so-called lily-white Catholics who live in our neighborhoods or across the country who are willing to shoot dead a abortion doctor because it doesn't follow their religious beliefs. What makes that person less dangerous than someone who somehow subscribes to Islam?
Our book doesn't say to do that. Our book, they decide to do that themselves. That's just pure evil.
The same reason that murderous terrorists make their decision.
But these, the Muslim belief, the Muslim belief is right from day one to kill anybody that don't convert over or believe in them. So
the summary is, and then I gotta go, you're telling me that there's a 1.5 billion people who are ready, willing, and able to do exactly what you just said.
Exactly.
How can you possibly think that?
As soon as some ISIS or Taliban says walk in there, they'll convert over. You see it all the time.
There's a Muslim in my neighborhood.
They're born there in Canada. Remember the pot bombs there, the whatever it was? All the people born on our own country, but they did it, didn't they? They're at that jogging thing they had there, and the bombs there, they blew up. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, but it's not true that if Muslims do not think that if you're not Muslim, you deserve to die. It's not true. That's not what
you do. They do. It's preached to them. It's learned.
No. You know what? Someone preached it to you.
Religion, and they practice it every week.
Ignorant, intolerant racist has told you that.
And Allah says to do that.
Some ignorant, intolerant bigot has told you that. Not that you read it, not that you understand it, not that it's reality, not that it's true.
No, it's facts, Patty. It's facts.
It's not facts. It's not facts. There's a Muslim gentleman, a mother, father, and family living in my neighborhood. Not 1 second of my day have I ever considered the fact that they might be the next ones. They're legitimate, hard-working, educated, professional people with lovely, well-adjusted, smart, bright, mannerful children.
Yeah, next time you see him, you ask him, do he believe in the Quran, and then do he read it?
He believes in the Quran. I've seen them pray.
Yeah, that's right. And it's in the Quran, and that's who they're praying to.
I've seen the man.
They're praying to Allah. They're the same to them, their God.
I've seen them pray.
Go out and kill people.
They're no more dangerous than people who share your point of view. They're no more dangerous than people who are willing to round up and kill Muslims because of their religious faith.
Yeah, they are to me.
They're not.
Round them up. I never said round them up and kill them.
Well, what you say? What are we going to do? What are we going to tie them all together so they can't hurt us? What are you going to do? You say they're all willing to kill us, so how are we going to combat that? Given what you told me.
If it was up to me, you wouldn't be allowed to practice that law.
How can you say that? You're not allowed to practice. So we have freedom for who? Freedom for the select few. Freedom if you're white, but no freedoms if you're not.
No, it's not freedom to plan on killing somebody. That's a different freedom altogether. That book says to kill.
My Muslim friends aren't planning on killing nobody.
No, not until they're called.
They're not.
They're bred in them. That's
so who called Buddy to shoot Nicky Windsor dead? Guarantee it wasn't Allah.
No, it might not be. I mean, who calls anybody to shoot him? There's evil in the world.
That's right. There's evil in the world, and it's amongst us.
But what we're saying, they're believing in a book that says kill if you don't join us. Plain and plumb.
I don't think that's true.
Well, it is true. You get somebody to read the Quran to you. If you don't believe me, you get somebody to go in and Google it, and they'll read it for you right out of the book there, their Quran book. They'll translate it for you.
So,
and right there.
Do you live in fear of people who are of the Muslim faith? Yes,
I do.
People who follow Islam.
100%.
You're built-in fearful of them.
Of the faith they practice. If you adopted a Muslim kid and reared him up, and he'd be the same thing as a Christian or whatever, he wouldn't be a threat to you. But if somebody in that faith, even if you're a Canadian, if you're in that faith, if you rear that child up saying, listen, this is what Allah wants us to do if he calls on us,
there's Catholics and Protestants and Baptists and Pentecostals and atheists and agnostics who are just as dangerous as some people who've been radicalized through Islam. It's the truth. We know it to be true. We know it. We know they're just as dangerous, but they're not learned from day one from our Bible to go out and kill people. No, but the Catholic Bible is eye for an eye, owning of slaves.
We'd be just as bad as the Muslim faith.
How can you say that just as bad?
We'd be the same thing.
It's who you are. It's how you're wired. It's whether or not you're peace-loving or whether or not you're murderous. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with what religion you're subscribed to.
It's what you learn from a child, Patty. It's what you learn from a child. If you take a child tomorrow and you go into that faith and you rear them up and you say, listen, if Allah calls on you to bomb somebody or kill somebody, you're going to be going to heaven.
Then why are there Muslims?
You're going to be in a special place. They're going to grow up thinking that's normal. Just like those people when they flew the planes to the buildings, you know what was going through their mind? Holla, holla.
Yeah, okay. But what about
everything that comes with it? What about dying?
Give me a break. What about the Muslims that have been born, lived to the ripe old age of 75, and never once in their life, albeit they turned to pray to Mecca every single day to follow and subscribe to their faith. They were born, they lived pious lives, and died through whatever means and or old age or natural causes, and they never harmed one person ever. But yet they believed in Allah, and they believed in their faith, and they prayed as per the doctrines every single day, but they never harmed a hair on someone's head. What about the billions of Muslims who have lived that life?
What about them?
What about them is right. You're telling me that they're built, wired, dangerous because of their faith, but we've had billions of Muslims live honest, peaceful lives.
I'm just using this as an example, but what about all the millions and billions of Germans that didn't have nothing to do with the Holocaust?
Right, exactly right. Exactly right.
10 or 20%. They still did it though, didn't they? Because they were learned to do it from Hitler and the Antichrist and stuff like this.
Yeah.
You can't, it was still there. It was bred into them to do it.
But you know,
they were learned to do it.
You're getting carried away. Here's a quote.
No, I'm not getting carried away.
You are. Listen to this. Are you Catholic?
I'm going right back to the facts. We can stay here, we can talk. Well,
you're not going to the facts. You're making it up as you go along. It's not factual at all. It's bigotry.
They believe in the Quran, and the Quran believes to kill anybody that doesn't believe in what Allah and the Quran believes in.
Okay.
So it's born right into them, and you mean you're not going to change me no matter what.
Oh, we're not trying to change you. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
You'd
be crooked all you see fit. I couldn't care less.
Saying I'm crazy or whatever, but that's my opinion, and that's why.
And there's people listening that think you're right and think I'm an idiot. No, I don't care, because I'm just saying what I think. How about this? Leviticus 24:16, and he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death. In the Catholic Bible.
Yeah, well, what about it?
What about it? So people who are Catholics or subscribe to the Bible believe it and practice the faith as is portrayed in the Bible, and it says clearly, if you take the name of the Lord in vain, blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death. Doesn't mean you have to do it if you're a Catholic. I have been a Catholic my whole life. I have no intention. After I say Jesus Christ when I hit my thumb with a hammer, doesn't mean I should be put to death.
But what does that mean? Does it mean the public, the society is going to put you to death, or God is going to put you to death?
Well, I assume those who subscribe to Jesus Christ and all his teachings, who are walking amongst us every single day, lily white neighbours of mine and yours, and every bayman, nook and cranny of this province and across the country, if we're subscribing to the Bible as it's written, as you indicate that Muslims have to follow the Islamic faith, then we're all in peril and we're all going to die, because there's not one of us out there who's never uttered the Lord's name in vain. There's not one person out there who can tell me that every Muslim on the face of the earth is willing to murder us in our beds and treat us as infidels, and we should surely die in cold-blooded, murderous, terrorist fashion. I don't buy it for a second. Not even one split second.
I buy it, Patty, and that scripture you quoted there, it didn't say the people to go out and kill. That says God will kill you.
Verden, I appreciate your time. It's a heated conversation, but religion and politics always is.
Heated, Patty, and like I said, it's a deep discussion, and Christians look at it in a different way. The common Joe looks at it in the wrong way, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not too big to be, but that's my belief, and that's what I'm sticking with. And there's a lot of Christians out there that think the same way. we found on Christianity, and you could get into religions, and we could be here for the next 10 years arguing about religion. But all Christians believe in the same thing about this evil book and what it preaches.
No, they don't, because I'm a Christian and I don't believe it.
And that faith.
So that's our argument out the window. Verden, no hard feelings. I understand your point. I appreciate your time this morning, and let's hope that some realistic conversation, debate, and discussion can bring us to some common ground. I appreciate your time.
Okay, Paddy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.